ningetaka in the near future to start up my own family, and yes.
Surprisingly, miraculously, I did get pregnant in 2021. I felt like I needed to call that lady and just scream, like, by the way, you lady, I'm not barren. But that joy was very, very, very short-lived.
Mi nishaiachwa na dem because alikuwa afikiria sitaki kukumbuka important days zake. I can barely even remember my own birthdays.
Like my first love, we are actually really good friends. But ni mimi nilimwacha bado.
Ngoja.
Nilimwacha
Rewind,
bado.
pull up selector.
When things got tough, because it's a lot in the kitchen, I had to go to the doctor, but ringing.
Don't mention the name of that doctor. You're going
He's my friend.
You are going to put people in trouble.
I thought mine were bad.
You people will never see heaven. Karibu sana to the Misunderstood. I'm Ramsey. Mnaona nimepima kitenge. We have two beautiful epilepsy warriors. Sally hapa and Marion. Karibu sana to the Misunderstood.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So today I want us to talk about something. Na hiyo ni kuhusu epilepsy and family. Like, acha nikuulize kwanza we Marion. Do you have desire kuanza family? Tuanzie hapo. Najua ni sensitive topic ama uko na pressure na mother anakuambia leta wajukuu.
Pressure haiko, but looking at it as a feminine, in the feminine aspect of it, yes, ningetaka in the near future to start up my own family, and yes, in general.
Nawe Sally, sorry to cut you.
It's okay.
Pressure iko. Pressure iko. And not really from family, but mimi mwenyewe. One, I'm looking at age, and as a woman, that is something I can't forget. Unajua wanaume nyinyi kidogo hapo, you're not very much affected. You're told you age like fine wine. But us on the other side, as we continue to age, now that is a problem.
Yeah, I think I understand, because even there was a research that was done and it said something like, as women reach at the age of 28, up or late 20s to early 30s, the dynamics of their lives in a change, because you are torn in between pursuing a career, starting a family. But I won't say ati kwa wanaume sisi ati ni different, because you see, personally as a man, because I'm on record, Madhe ako on record akiniambia nataka wajukuu. For some reason, Madhe is convinced that nikipata bibi epilepsy inaisha. That's why.
That's funny.
Yeah, ako convinced nikipata bibi atatulia. Lakini anataka tu wajukuu. But I feel like, I won't say it's easy for men, because we both know that every parent anataka mtoto wake akuwe na life better kuliko yenye alikuwa. So sometimes you sit down, because as a man there's that pressure to be a man is this, you're supposed kukuwa na hivi. Mapenzi ni do siku hizi. Kama una do, single. So you find that it's difficult kidogo juu ya nini. You have to think, manze, if I have a kid right now, will he go through what I'm going? And what people don't understand is that the easy part of epilepsy is the physical aspect. What happens emotionally, it's a whole different conversation. I don't know if ni mimi ama mna relate.
I can relate.
I think I do relate with you 100%. And when you said the physical bit, you know, just falling, just having an attack and being left with a bruise, like I have one right now. That's very easy, because my eye.
Hizo ni gangster points.
But these are just signs that we are strong.
Warriors.
Very strong. Because if you got through this, you're strong. But there's what I call the unspoken fears. Like we don't talk about them every day. You just walk with them and you die with them. Uko ndani peke yako. will I give this to my child? Is this what my child will inherit from me?
Yeah.
Because as much as I'm going to work every day and they will inherit what I am working every day to get for them, I really don't want them to get epilepsy from me.
Yeah.
I can feel you. I feel you.
I do as well. I've been through those thought processes that whereby you feel like you don't want to pass it because you've been through it. You know how it is. You don't want to feel like genetically it can go to your child, and those are some of the things that, in a nutshell, one gets to really think about it, for which there are women even who reconsider having to start up a family. And there are those ones who are very open to it, but there are those ones, the unspoken fears about it and how mentally and emotionally it can really take you back. But good thing is that with advanced medication and getting to learn and being in research, we've gotten to learn so much, and everything is possible for us warriors in women, but there are challenges that comes with it.
But now, when you mention about medication, and here's the thing,
Yeah.
medication, we are not complaining, but medication has been one of the protagonists of this very problem, because hata acha niangalie camera, when we talk about the treatment of epilepsy, which is a topic for another day, but when you talk about it, is that it's like they solve another problem and they create another one. And especially in this particular topic of, family and epilepsy, maybe you can give us, you told me something earlier before the shoot, maybe you can give us something?
When it concerns family, there's something, when it comes to family members and maybe friends in general, they really don't know what you're going through, and it can be tough or hard for them to maybe take you through it and be with you and have you being there. And the thing is that with some family members, they might, when you have an attack, they just assume you either missed your medication, or you didn't have enough sleep, or you went out partying. Alcoholism, it
You are
is a
preaching
trigger.
to the choir.
Alcoholism, it is, and for them, it is more of like you being more
Reckless.
careless, and reckless towards it, and that's not the case actually. You can just wake up on a normal day just feeling good and everything, and it can just happen in the course of the day. Anything can happen. So they're just those, I can say it is more of misunderstood, and I really recommend people to really do research or have a conversation with your family member or child. Yeah.
How beautiful to hear my voice, my thoughts in someone else's voice. How beautiful.
Exactly.
I'm starting to feel like a third wheel, sawa, lakini endelea.
How beautiful.
Yeah.
This feels like something I can really connect, I'm sorry that alcohol, you've said alcohol can affect you.
It triggers, yeah.
Oh, me, I thank God that I can party. No one can blame me that I went partying. But whenever you call home, because I do live alone, the first question mostly is, did you take your medication? First and foremost, I forget if I took my medications.
Ooh.
I can take them like right now.
That's true.
And when I hold that paper like this, I'm like, did I even take those medication?
Mimi sikudanganyi, mimi nimeshaikuwa high. I overdosed, man. Like,
You overdosed.
yes, I took.
It's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Happens.
And man, I was high, and not once or twice. Man, nilisahau. I think even I have my phone somewhere. I have 14 alarms. You see, because sometimes, and that's another thing, memory bana. You forget you've taken, and like I really don't think people understand. I really don't, because
It's true. Yeah.
mi nishaiachwa na dem because alikuwa afikiria sitaki kukumbuka important days zake. I can barely even remember my own birthdays. Like
Yeah.
Safaricom inanitumianga na corporate banks na hizo zinanitumia hizo message zao ati happy birthday. I forget. Anyway, sitaki tutoke nje ya topic, but let me bring something more personal, Sally.
Yes.
Uko na story ingine very touching and nilikuwa nataka tugusie hiyo. I know it's very sensitive, but I feel like someone out there watching can be very inspired from the story that you shared. Do you mind sharing?
Allow me to look at the camera and address the people. So, I started my journey towards wanting to have a child a while back in 2017, and it came from a place where my exes, can you just be deleting our numbers, please? So my ex's girlfriend had called me barren. So I decided, you know what, instead of just being told, just go for a checkup, because anyway, you've dated this person for quite some time, and I can't say I was 100% careful. I was just a student, and I never got pregnant. Wow, no P2s until now. Like, so of course I was also starting to question. So I went and I was diagnosed with PCOS. Very common. Actually, it's a very common condition with most women. But there was a challenge. Due to the medication I was taking then, I was only told to go for the treatment when I was sure I wanted a child. Now to the story Ramadan was talking about. I decided to just take a break because it was a bit chaotic. So other women can get medication, but you somehow have to just wait. Like the medication can't work normally for you. You need to have your neurologist and the gyna like work hand in hand because of the different medications. So surprisingly, miraculously, I did get pregnant in 2021. I've never been that happy. I felt like I needed to call that lady and just scream, like, by the way, you lady, I'm not barren. But that joy was very, very, very short-lived. I think that is, and I can't say it's work because my job is quite relaxed. I'm just like a teacher and you're not even getting tired. And then, so I know I did not overwork, nothing. Everything had to do with my anti-epileptic drugs. And that hurts so much that what you call your joy has been taken away by something you don't have control of. Right now, I'm not even sure, do I go for the medication, try, will I go through it again, because that is a near to death experience, because that bleeding and that it is. I know Rama here may not like really ever go through, not really. He will never go through such a thing. But for women, it's way different. Other women, now for me that's a miscarriage. But for every other woman, when women have calendars and they have reminders of your periods are almost due, as your body will remind you, Marion, your body will be.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
Okay,
Maybe
educate me.
This is because I think with the medication we go through, it brings in some hormonal imbalance, the chemical imbalance in your body, whereby it really affects a lot when it comes to your diet, when it comes to your period cycle, and so many things. That's whereby it's like a trial and error, living an unpredictable situation, more like it. You like, I don't know when I'll be, first of all, ovulating. You might have your calendar, but it can be disrupted. You can't follow it to the latter because most ladies have those calendars and apps in their phones. They get to trace their cycle and everything, but the thing is that you have to really be cautious. And as Sally has said, with her pregnancy, it was something she had not even planned for. She just happened. Yeah, it just happened. Okay, to her. And the thing is that with these chemical imbalances in your body, it disrupts your cycle. You can have a heavy flow, irregular. It's just irregular in general. And that's the thing. And it's because some of these anti-epileptic medications, they contain some certain chemicals that do trigger your reproductive system.
Ooh.
Which I know as you men cannot relate.
We cannot.
Yes, for which actually way back, actually it is a new study that was brought up maybe in 10 years back, for which most people didn't know. It's just a new study that my doctor got to share with me about it. There are certain chemicals that can really affect, and it can not only miscarriages, you can sire a child and the child might be affected also.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, the chemical might affect the child, and might be, these are some of the things that we now as we speak, and I'm happy to be on this platform to share with women, because I personally, at my age, my doctor did ask me if in future I'm looking into wanting to have a family, and I did tell him, yes, I for sure would want, because it's a beautiful being, it's a miraculous, it's just amazing how women, we can do that and have a being with you. And the thing is that he told me, okay, if that's the case, then with the medication you're taking, it can affect your reproductive system in a way that it can lead to miscarriages, or it can irregulate your cycle, most of those kind of things. And the thing is that he had to change my medication, my anti-epilepsy medication, to another medication, actually just recently. It was in November, first week of November last year. And he gave, I was introduced to another medication, and I think my body was not really picking up with it because of the chemical imbalance. You know, you're transitioning from one to another, and your body can really feel it. It's like there's something, because the thing is that you become a drug addict. You're actually a drug addict.
Yes.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah. I've never thought of it that way.
You are.
We are.
Yes, actually that's what the doctor told me. That's why it is taking time, and he has to stop it gradually so that the body cannot feel. But the body did actually respond. And I had a few, I can say, with the medication that I was taking, I had a few triggers, a few jerks here and there. Actually, they started in December. I had 2 in December, and that's when I had to go back to the doctor. And he said, it's okay, it happens. Some medication don't work for certain types of epilepsies.
That's very true.
Yes. And at times, even for the doctors, it's complex for them, because it's like a trial and error. You might treat someone for these something that they don't even, because it's really hard. We have so many types of epilepsies, and that's the case. And so and right now on another medication, so we'll see how my body will pick it up and everything, but that's just it when it comes to medication that I can share. Yes.
You know,
I
what's the
know,
funny thing? You know, like, maybe in coincidence, but I've forgotten what I wanted to say. Like, I've forgotten completely. Like, ilikuwa hapa ikaenda. But I wanted to give a different take, especially because as men, there's this a general assumption that because we are not affected, let's say, by such experiences directly, that to us, we don't have such experiences. Mine is a little bit different, and let me speak as an individual, because like I've always said, just like epilepsy, experiences differ. You see, now personally, I do desire to start a family, because my story is out there. Having come from a broken family, you want to create something that you didn't have.
Yeah, you didn't have.
Every day you work for, you work for family. Even this, when I'm doing this, in future, in hopes that my kids, my great-grandkids, when they watch this, in case of anything, they can draw strength from that. But now you find that I find myself in a situation whereby, yes, we joke around with my mom telling me that, I want grandkids, get married and everything. But I sit down and I'm like, here's the thing. Do I really want to take through my kid whatever I'm going through? Because what people that don't understand out there is that epilepsy is brutal. It's one thing to see, but it's a whole different thing to experience.
To experience it.
And feel it. Because the experience and the feeling are two separate things. Especially, the easy part I always say is the physical. Yes, I dislocated my arms, both of them actually. Actually, right now, the other day I had my clonic jack, and I just had my neck, though I'm struggling to tilt my neck. But the thing is that, like, you sit down and you're wondering, do I really need my kid to go through this? And this is a confession, because let's say even you find a woman that has epilepsy and you're attracted to her and they're beautiful and everything, and you have epilepsy and you're there doing the math. Yes, you know that it's rare to her, to pass that gene to the, but your mind tells you that, let's say if it's her, if you marry her, the chances, it gets riskier.
Yeah.
So you find that it's like at some point you start feeling like a hypocrite, because like, yes, you want acceptance, you want this, but now when it comes to accepting your own people, you feel like it's like you're marginalizing. Yeah? Inaitwaje kizungu inapotea, kumarginalize. You see. So you find that there's a lot of thought process going through, and I even have a friend of mine that is a father I like talking to, because I need strength, man. Like, yes, I know it's not directly like losing a kid and I cannot relate, but man, that's why I've stayed this long without even, having a kid, because trust you me, I do desire to have a kid. Actually, if I get a firstborn who is a son, I wanted to call him after me, you see, to pass down that legacy. But thinking that my kid can experience such, man, it's brutal. Even talking about it makes me shake a little bit. And yeah, like, we can just hope, though we shall. Inasemanga aje Abraham aliambiwa nini? Go and do what? Multiply. We are going to multiply. There's one inakuja. Yes.
So I can only imagine your part, because in my diary somewhere, I had written like the things I want in my man, and there was like a protector, and now I can imagine like how it feels for you. And
Can I ask you
I
something?
actually do feel you.
Can I ask you something? And actually, I recorded a video. You want a protector?
Yeah.
You want a lover? I call them the P's of life.
Yeah, and
Provider,
a priest.
protector, and a professor. Yes, you profess, provide, and protect. But now, how do you provide for something that you don't even have? How do I give you something that I don't? I look in the mirror. I don't like what I see in myself. You see, I'm helpless during attacks. You see,
yeah.
how can I protect you when I can barely protect? And those are the things that really frustrate, especially me. Let me not generalize it. You
Yeah.
look in the mirror and you're like, dude,
Oh yeah.
like something, why is it that you cannot protect your, like the idea that I have to call my mother, I have to keep everyone updated into my business. The reality of living with epilepsy also means that your business is no longer just your
Your
business.
business.
You have every other,
Collectively.
yes, people will be in your
Everyone,
business.
yeah.
I do know
And
that.
I always tell epilepsy warriors that there are sacrifices that you need to start making if you are to lead a healthy life. Anyway,
Life. It's true.
on a lighter note, wakora, tuongee kuhusu ukora. Let's talk about, have you ever gotten away with something by using epilepsy as an excuse? We want to hear.
Before we
Yes.
get there, there's a point I'd like to add on. Not only when it comes to men, when it's dating, even for us ladies, it's challenging because you want someone who would be there and who'd love you authentically, and that's one thing you have to share with your partner before you have a chemistry with them. That I'm epileptic, I might have some episodes that can be, because most people don't look at it in a way that what will I do if this happens, or is it genetically in your family? Will it affect me? Because there are those situations. So at times it has become a bit difficult when it comes to dating. Yeah, yes, someone will be there and will tell you wataongea, watasema I'll be with you, I'll take you through it na nini, but let that situation happen.
Mimi niliachwa Aga
Yeah.
Khan walk. I'll never forget. Your car park,
no.
they usually skate on Sundays.
Yeah, I've just had normal breakups, you guys.
Oh, lucky you.
I really, I think that part I've been quite lucky. I've never even had to explain to someone in spaces where I have met like both of my exes. It's spaces where they already knew I had epilepsy. So they chose me knowing I had epilepsy. And I've been left, actually I have left.
Patikana. Ehe.
Let me correct before nipate, because like my first love, we are actually really good friends, but ni mimi
Ngoja,
nilimwacha
rudi,
bado.
reverse.
Understand.
Ngoja.
Nilimwacha
Rewind.
bado,
Pull up
yes.
selector. Your first ex?
My first ex, they're actually very good friends.
How? Like,
Hey, I need something done. Like, he's actually good at his job. Why would I need to pay someone to do something for me? And I know someone already who can do that job perfectly for me.
is it a transaction? Is it just a business or just a favor?
No, I'll pay you. Why?
okay.
It's work.
It's work.
Okay.
It's work.
All right. Now we get it.
I never dated Ama had those childhood. I never. So
What?
I met the people I dated when I was already quite mature.
Or in campus, you didn't go through the dating process.
I did, but he was working.
Oh, okay.
Personally, once you are my ex, we are done. Done.
No.
That's his ex.
Oh, you have a
Ex, it is.
retirement date. You have a retirement
No,
date.
once you've told me it's
please,
over.
There's no retirement date, so you know.
We are done. We are done. The thing is that, why am I your friend? You left. Anyway, back to the topic. You see, like, I think I'm just projecting from being left at the Aga Khan walk.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
the thing is that
Henrietta.
because this particular individual told me, because I always speak openly about epilepsy, create awareness, and they tell you it's not your fault. You know, I taught them first aid,
Yeah.
and man, they make you feel loved, they make you feel this,
Yeah.
and
Where were
the
you
moment,
there the first time?
yes, the
Yeah.
moment you let your guard down and you start trusting these, you see, and bingo, I'll never forget. Like, what is that? There's a university, is it St. Paul, around up where Nakumat was, railways? There's a university,
yeah.
there's a
I think
campus
St.
there.
Paul's
Yes, that one. She used to go there. She called me and she wanted to meet, and I was like, now, And then I did not anticipate that I'm going to be late, so it was around 2, and we just sat at the Insurance Plaza Park. And then it got darker at night, and the cold was there, and then cold is one of my triggers. And then I started having my clonic jacks, and she started being like, don't do this to me, don't this to me. And I was like, do you really think I'm doing this?
Yeah,
You see?
yeah.
And, you know, being the gentleman that I am, and they say Shiva is dead, some feminists killed it anyway. Musiniwe, don't kill me. Anyway, so I made sure I took her while still shaking, because one thing you need to understand, especially the viewers, that my clonic jacks, you are very aware of your environments. It's just that you don't have control of your motor, you know. So like, the thing is that I took her and I got a long text. You know those texts that zilikuwa zinakuja double, like a whole page and then another. Yes, I got a whole page of text, you know, we can
Can we
do.
just laugh?
Chekeni. So for me, that was my experience. And yeah, so I think we should call it a day, because let me not get in a certain space. Today it's all about positive vibes. But that is my personal experience. So as you can see that epilepsy affects us differently.
Yes.
And Sally, I'm so sorry, but shikilia hapo, tufanye kazi ya Mungu, tuzae. Let's multiply.
Don't give up.
Yes, let's multiply.
Yeah.
And mom, we don't want pressure. Wajukuu watakuja. You will get your grandkids.
My mom doesn't actually. She's the most chilled person.
Actually, the hopeful thing is that it is possible. I have in high school, I've had friends who are epileptic.
Epilepsy, people living with epilepsy.
We are not epileptic.
We are epilepsy warriors, or a person living with epilepsy. Yes, it's like, yes, I think we learn every day.
Yeah, thank you. Yep.
Yes.
So the thing is that she's an epilepsy warrior, and she has 2 kids, and she got treated, and she's moving on. But the thing is that she had her children while still in that condition. So there is hope. It is possible. There are people who've had, yes. So
tukazane tu.
Yeah.
Yes, tutawazalia, tutafanya kazi ya Mungu. Tutapata, tutafanya kazi ya Mungu.
Tukazane tuzaane.
Sally, hebu tupatie ukora. Ni nini ushaitumia kama excuse ya to get away with? Ukatumia epilepsy.
The first time I got away using epilepsy, it was during that time of seatbelts, Mishoki era. You remember?
Yes.
So they got me. There was like, I was not going to pay, so I got off the matatu so nicely, and then I started crying, and I became like the whole in school I know I should have done drama seriously at this point. And then I started asking that the same person who is about to arrest me, like, please help me with water. I removed the seatbelt because I was having a convulsion, and luckily I always carry my meds. Do you have water?
So you overdosed? You overdosed there because, or was it time to take medication?
No, I knew I was not, which is easier, you overdose, you be taken, which is easier. But at least at the end of the day, I was not arrested.
You are not arrested?
I was not arrested.
Yeah.
And also in school. We were always forced to wear like what are they called? Not the blazers, the full sweaters.
The windbreakers.
Yes. And it was always cold. So at a certain time of the day, we were supposed to be in those windbreakers. So I went and told the school dean, I know you're my friend, but...
Yes.
Yeah, just different. So I went and told her that the cold affects me, which is a lie. Cold is not a trigger for me. Let me not lie. So I went and told her that it is a trigger simply because I hated those things, and it used to make, these uniforms for KMTC. So I was in Thika Nursing.
Oh.
And we also do the same uniforms. They make them look so funny. So I ended up not wearing the windbreakers, and I was always in warm sweaters.
Well, as for me, it started in high school.
Started lying early.
Mapema. Yes. So, you know, there are those punishments you're given in school. Maybe kata this part of, you know, panga na nini. Panga, you cut the grass and all that. And so for me, I went through it and all that. But when we went for the break, when I went for my appointment, I had to tell the doctor, you know, natumia letter, uniandikie, sitaki kufanya hiyo labor. Which is so bad. But he just had to, because you sympathize and you're like, okay, ni sawa sawa. But also when it comes to working as being a chef, you know, although they're a bit lenient when it comes to female chefs and all that, but as a chef, it's a lot. So I had to talk to the executive chef, you know, due to my condition, kindly can I just try, can I change places and transition to the pastry section? Yeah. And when things got tough, because it's a lot in the kitchen, I had to go to the doctor, but ringing.
Don't mention the name of that doctor. You are going
He's
to
my
put
friend.
you are going to put people in trouble.
I thought mine were bad.
You people will never see heaven.
No. Yeah, for which being serious, okay, it's a risk, you know, being a warrior and in the kitchen. Although it was a passion of mine, but even the doctor was like, it's good. You, of course, it's quite diverse. If maybe you can call to my workplace, you know, if I can go to the desk.
But I
other areas.
I think yours is understandable, because the last thing you need to do is become a barbecue chicken in the, you know, getting an attack and you end up deep frying yourself.
Yeah, for which, that's a concern he
You
actually
making
raised
mine-
from the way back. Kitambo sana, he was like, this will be,
What I
it can
can
be.
say is like,
Which I didn't get
congratulations
to
her.
share with, So I just had to, as much as it pained me, I just had to exit from that
Yako ni
department.
understandable. Now, yangu, ziko list. The list is endless, I'm not going to lie. So I'm just going to talk about the ones that will not
And
put
you
me
are
in
telling
trouble.
us we won't see heaven.
Like you see, for me, I had to be manipulative to survive. You see, especially when you face that tough stigma in school. I had to use vita zetu si za kimwili ni za kiroho. You see, we were spiritual battles. Anyway, so one of the things, I've spoken this a couple of times, is that the first time I got an attack was in a class in the school. And the head teacher freaked out because he was our English teacher. And everyone feared me and they avoided me completely. Yes. So I took advantage of that. And every time, you know, we used to do, because I used to study in the rural areas. So there were these cross countries that people do. We go running like 20 kilometers. And I know very well running will not trigger me or anything. I tell the doctor, I tell the head teacher, because he was the one who witnessed the attack and he freaked out. And I was like, not unless you want me to die, I cannot do this. And I'm not even exaggerating. And soon the word spread all over the school that this one can die in your hands anytime, you see. So I started to get privilege. You see, privileges here and there. And yes, and so homeworks, they were like, why didn't you do your homework? And I'm like, yesterday I had an attack. Oh, yeah, I understand. And that was the birth of a victimhood, victim mindset. And so I became, and the problem with that is that you start living these lies and you actually start believing that they are truth.
Oh, yeah.
You see, and when you don't get the results that you expected, you get actually mad. It's like these people owe you something. But there are others whereby because I'm not a social butterfly. So someone is like, can we meet? And maybe I'll say yes. And then I wake up in the morning, I'll be like, I don't feel like going out today. And I'm like, you know, I got an attack, so I cannot. I've actually turned down dates. I hope my mom is not listening to this because she'll be, she'll be like, now I understand
Share.
why I don't have grandkids. So I've turned down dates because I'm like, no, I don't feel like going out. There are others, but for now, I'll just,
Yeah.
you know, finish there. So thank you.
We are the people who teach others how to treat us. If you go ahead crying, wailing, or you know, I have epilepsy, I can't do this, you know, I can't do this, people will also treat you with the woye treatment, which can be quite annoying. Personally, I think that's not how people should be treated. So always be the first person to give the impression that you want others to have. Thank you.
Well, as for me, what I can say is that as an epilepsy warrior is that you can lead a normal life. It's just a condition just like any other, maybe not as much, but just be knowledgeable enough, get into the system, work with organizations, and you can lead. No one can even, let alone even suspect or be suspicious or anything, but you are yourself, and just you can do anything and just believe in yourself, as Sally has said, and it's manageable. That's one thing. It is manageable. It's how you get to, and always, most importantly, get to know your triggers, and you can control them.
So now that Sally and Marion, they've given you the lovey-doveys, let me just give you the harsh reality of life. My guys, no one owes you anything. In 2024, we are preaching skills. Go learn something, equip yourself with something. No one owes you anything. The idea of being a victim, people who injured, they have their own issues they're dealing with.
Yeah.
And let's be real, even your epilepsy, the epilepsy you have is a burden, not to you, but to the people around you. So the sooner you become an asset and a solution to the lives of the people that are around you, the better for you, or else you'll be crying the way you're being treated unfairly. So in the spirit of 2024, learn, equip yourself with a skill. I'll emphasize, learn graphics, photography, whatever it is, something that will help you, will give you the edge over the rest. But the idea, and I'm speaking because I'm in this community, the problem with us epilepsy warriors is that most of us, we are not even worthy of being called warriors because we've given up. A warrior doesn't give up, but you've given up. You have two hands, you're fully alive. Go do something and stop being a burden to everyone. Let us help where we can, but also let us make it easy for those that want to help us. So that is my parting shot. I know it's tough love, but sometimes we need that tough love.
Yeah, that's true.
Bye bye.